So tonight's Tarkovsky was 1979's Stalker, and they're actually showing it at the Midtown Art Cinema, Art Cinema on Tuesday. But one, then I would have to have waited and possibly missed the other two Tarkovskys in the window because they're going to fall off. But also, I'm seeing a band in a concert on Tuesday, so I was not going to be able to see Stalker um, on the big screen. And actually, I'm kind of glad I'm gonna miss it because I didn't care for this film. You can take my cinephile creds, I guess. It was 3 hours long, and it was mostly just a bunch of men that I didn't care for, that I couldn't relate to, wandering around in a post-apocalyptic, quasi-futuristic, possibly magical, probably from an alien zone. And like, I think where I'm getting with Tarkovsky is that he's like technically a great filmmaker. Like, I am not going to argue with the technicality of Tarkovsky. He is one of the truly great technical filmmakers. But I'm finding it really more and more difficult to relate. I liked The Mirror mostly because really the main protagonist, even though it was like narrated by a man, the woman character, there was so much of her, and I could relate to her. Um, but like even Solaris, I was having trouble like giving a shit about any of the characters, and I find that I need a character I can relate to, or I don't care how good your movie is. Like if your if your movie doesn't have a woman for me to relate to, it men are not universal, and I don't relate to them. And most of the time, especially given today's um, world, I want to punch a lot of them. I don't actually want to punch anybody, but there's so many like awful stories about men, and there's just so many stories about men in general, and there's so few stories about women that it's hard for me to care about cinema that doesn't care about women. And you can argue the end of the film sort of illuminates the wife character slightly, but I also don't know that it sounds like anything a woman would actually ever say. So like it was all these characters were written by men, so I'm like, maybe you've heard a woman talk once and you thought she was speaking like a real woman did, but maybe she was like trying to not hurt your feelings, and then you just put that as a truism at the end of your movie or something. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here because I didn't like this movie, and it's a beautiful film. It's beautifully shot. Props to the cinematographer, Alexander. Oh God, Kinyas, Kinyan, Kinyashensky. He did a good job. Looked beautiful. The plot, if you've not seen Stalker already, is that in some sort of scientific, it's another one of those like just go with it. You're in another universe. It's the Earth, but not really. Could be Russia. Who knows? At one point in the past, a meteor or something has landed, and they tried to study it, and bad things happened, so they closed the zone off. But if you go there, there's a rumor that there's a room where you can go and get everything that you ever desired. So, Stalker is a guide that will take you there. That is the plot. It oscillates between, much like several of Tarkovsky's films, it oscillates between a sort of sepia tone and bright color when you're in the zone. There's also some great use of sound design to take you from the loud outer world that's in the sepia to the quiet, peaceful, green, lush area of the zone. And you can sort of see what you will in that. You know, everyone's trying to seek this place that is comfortable and quiet and serene, while in their real life they're surrounded by chaos and noise and dissatisfying blandness. That's the movie. There's a really nice looking dog in this movie. He's this dark dog with really pointy ears. I'm okay with that. I enjoyed that. They don't explain why the dog's following them, but you know, I'll take a dog when I can get it. in a movie. This is based on a novel called Roadside Picnic by Boris and Arkady Strugatsky, who also wrote the screenplay. Are they? Yeah, they're brothers. I don't know what else to say. I have two Tarkovskys left, and I feel like this. I feel like I waited on Tarkovsky because I knew I didn't have the patience, and I still don't have the patience, but I'm just doing it to get it done. And then I can say I've seen these Tarkovsky movies. It's not a blind spot anymore. Um, that said, I really truly enjoyed the steamroller and the violin, and I really truly enjoyed Ivan's childhood. So those first two I liked, and then they've just sort of and I could go. I liked the mirror. So I guess really it's just Stalker and Solaris that have kind of left me like expecting something that was it's everyone's like this is movies will change your mind, it will blow your mind and change your life, and I'm like that's what I have to say. You want to change my life? Have a movie with a well thought out, well depicted, well written female character who interacts with other well thought out, well written female characters. That blows my mind whenever that happens, especially when it's done by like a male filmmaker, and I'm like, they can do it. Like right around the same time, An Unmarried Woman came out, so I know that men are capable of writing complex, wonderful female characters and multiple complex, wonderful female characters because An Unmarried Woman managed to do it. It's a great movie. This was Stalker from 1979. You can get it on DVD from Criterion Collection. You can rent it. You can watch it on Filmstruck. It's widely available. There's new restorations floating around art houses, cinemas. So it may have played in a cinema somewhere near you. I have two more Tarkovskys to go. Wish me luck.